welcome to the 2014 Egyptian Fashion Show! Up first today we have Cleopatra. She is wearing a traditional white tunic with an extravagant teal blue shawl, a golden belt with gemstones and a blue triangle, a golden headpiece. Cleopatra was the last pharaoh to rule. Let's hear it for Cleopatra!
Queen Hatshepsut married her half-brother Thutmose II. When he died, the only male heir was an infant. Hatshepsut took over the throne and ruled a prosperous Egypt. When she died, Thutmose III then took back the throne and was said to have destroyed many of Hatshepsut's monuments.
And up next we have Maat. She's the goddess of truth, justice, and harmony. She was the daughter of sun god Ra. Her job was to bring hearts of the dead to the scale of judgment to see if a person's soul was good enough to pass on to the afterlife. Thank you, Maat!
Now please welcome Bastet, the cat goddess of Egypt. She is the daughter of Ra, the sun god. Bastet is known for being protective and gentle. In hieroglyphs, she can be seen in human form with a cat head. She hopes you enjoy the show.
And here we have Queen Nefertiti. Today, Queen Nefertiti is wearing an elegant blue headpiece. On the front, the headpiece shows a traditional cobra symbol, which represents wealth. Wrapped around this stunning headdress is a sleek and colorful design. Nefertiti is also wearing a traditional Egyptian collar necklace. In her hand, she holds a clay pot full of oil, which she will offer to her sun god Aten.
Now walking the catwalk is the famous Queen Hatshepsut. Her name means regent. She dressed up as a man while pharaoh. She was very successful after her reign. Her name was removed from many monuments because she was a woman.
Here we have Nut, goddess of the sky. She is wife to Geb, the god of earth. Every morning she gives birth to the sun and is away from Geb. But at night she comes down to see him and covers up the sun, making the sky dark. Every day she's in charge of rising and setting the sun. The pot on her head represents that. She is wearing a dress the color of the sky with silver stars. Thank you, Nut.
Here comes Bastet, the cat goddess. Originally a lion goddess, she is a protector and nurse of the pharaoh, guarding the home and the family. The daughter of Re, she is commonly referred to as the cat of Re and the slayer of serpent Apis.
Thank you. And here we have Queen Hatshepsut. She ruled for 34 years. She ruled as queen with her half-brother and husband, Thutmose II. She became king when he died, and she built many temples and monuments. She expanded trading throughout her reign, when she died, she was buried in the Valley of the Kings.
Here comes Maat, the goddess of truth and justice, wearing a white linen dress with gold lining. She's also wearing white sandals and a feathered headdress. The feather represents the careful balance between truths and lies. Maat is also one of the daughters of Ra.
And here we have ancient Egypt's very own Cleopatra. As you can see, she is wearing a simple white dress with golden jewel-studded belt that matches her golden necklace and earrings. She's also sporting a wide variety of shiny bracelets that match her sandals. Not only was she extremely intelligent, but she was also one of Egypt's last pharaohs.
Now here comes Nefertari. Nefertari is wearing a beautiful golden copper-toned dress with a ravishing rose quartz trimming. Her crown is a beautiful gold-plated bird that seems to be in mid-glide on her brown hair. This is not just any bird, it's a golden ba. It is said that it is your soul looking for you to bring you to the afterlife.
wearing her favorite white satin dress with the silver beaded headdress that adorns her luscious black hair. The blue silk surrounding her dress resembles the sparkling water of the Nile River. Cleopatra's belt is adorned with a precious stone known as topaz. And here, walking down the red carpet, is an Egyptian warrior. She led many strategic battles and attacks. Even though Egypt was considered a fairly peaceful country, she was not only needed for battles, but also for attacks to get treasure.
Coming down the runway now, we have Queen Nefertari. In her traditional clothing, she is sporting her famous headdress, including a bird of prey which symbolizes eternity and a traditional Egyptian collar necklace. This fabulous headdress was also worn by Cleopatra and Isis. In her hand, she holds an ankh, which has been carried by many Egyptian rulers and represents eternal life.
Thank you, ladies of the Nile.
Next is Anubis, god of the dead. He weighs the hearts of the dead, deciding if they go to their afterlife. Anubis also created the first mummy named Osiris. Of course, with the help of another god named Isis, Osiris' wife. It is said that Anubis wrapped Osiris so well that the body was preserved forever.
Next, we have King Tut. He was the 12th king of the 18th Egyptian dynasty. During his reign, powerful advisors restored the traditional Egyptian religion of polytheism. After his death at age 18, he disappeared from history until the discovery of his tomb in 1922.
Next, we have Horus. He is wearing his crown that represents Upper and Lower Egypt and the pharaohs. Horus is also wearing a basic gold pharaoh tunic with warrior braces on his arms. He represents the stages of the sun. Egyptians thought that his eyes were the sun and moon.
Now here comes Amun-Ra. He's wearing 2 feathers representing truth, air, and justice. He carries the ankh, indicating that he has the power to give life or take it away. He carries a scepter, symbolizing power and domination.
This is the brave of the king warrior. He dresses in linen and animal skin. He carries a shield for protection made of wood and animal skin, and a spear for fighting the enemies of the pharaoh. Warriors are represented at the top of the Egyptian culture, right below the pharaohs.
And here comes Thoth. He is known as the god of knowledge, hieroglyphs, and wisdom. He knew that all is hidden under the heavenly vault. In his hand you can see a large staff called a waz. Waz scepters were usually symbols of power. In the other hand you can see his ankh, which represents life. And now we have God of the desert, storm and evil, Set. His colors are red, the soil of the desert. Set was one of the strongest gods because he was very, very tricky. He became pharaoh of Egypt after killing his brother, but was later overthrown by his nephew Horus. In defeat, Set ran into the desert to control all of the evil and harshness of the desert. And this here is an Egyptian warrior, one of the most powerful, bested only by ancient Romans. He could not wear heavy metal armor because of the intense heat, so the most that he got was hardened linen and leather below the waist. They would use bows, axes, and short swords in battle. Sometimes soldiers would even become the new pharaoh of a new dynasty. Thank you, men of the desert. Now let's bring back all of our ancient Egyptians for